Welcome students to class 11 English classes conducted by your English teacher Monica Kaur. Before I start Snapshots, please I request you all to like, share and subscribe my channel, and for other notifications please ring the bell icon. Chapter 4, Albert Einstein at School, Part 2. Students, some facts about Albert Einstein. He was an average student when he born. And most important, even being from an average student, he discovered the physics' most important pillar, and that was the theory of relativity. And when he died, students, one of the pathologists, Dr. Thomas Harvey, stolen his mind. Albert Einstein's greatest passion was to play violin in any condition.
Welcome back once again, students, in class 11 English, part 2, Snapshots, lesson number 4, Albert Einstein at School, written by Patrick Pringle. Today in this video, I'm going to tell you the summary from page number 1 to page number 3 with the relatable vocabulary from the summarized paragraphs. Okay, students? So students, as you know that I told you in the last video that in the first part of this video that Albert Einstein had created a lot of discoveries, and the most important discovery was the theory of relativity. Okay, not only this, he was an average that a child, but then also with his hard working and everything else, he gone to that popular heights. Okay, now let's start with the summary. Now, Patrick Pringle means very beautifully had actually weaved the threads of the story. The story starts that where Albert Einstein was in the history class and he had an argument with his history teacher when Mr. Braun, his history teacher, asked him the question about that how that Persians that the Persians defeated French in the Waterloo battle. He said that he did not know. Mr. Braun was really very upset because he had already recapitulated all the things again and again in the class, but then also Albert was not able to answer it. So he asked why not. So then Albert told him that he did not like to learn or to mug up the things that are already there present in the books, like in the form of the figures, facts, or what else. But he loved to explore the ideas behind it. Okay, so then Mr. Braun asked him or told him that the school curriculum was made up with the books only, with the things that are there in the books, whether he knew it or not. So Albert said yes, he knew it. So then also Mr. Braun asked him that he was not able to understand or he was not able to learn it. So there he told that the education should not be limited to the learning. It should be up to the exploring the things. Means that whether they were present or not in the sphere or in the space or in the area or in the environment. Okay, Mr. Braun was really getting angry now in a very that taunting way, in a very irony to that his anger. He asked him to give his inputs on the Albert Einstein's education, the theory of Albert Einstein's education. So Albert Einstein started over there by telling that education should be on not mugging up, but on the ideas that why those things had happened. What was the reason of those things, that means of erupting those things, rather than going on or learning with the facts and the figures. Okay, Suddenly, Mr. Braun lost his temper and he told him that to get out of the class. And before he left the class, before he went out, and he that told Albert Einstein that he was a great disgrace and he wanted him to be out of the school. Okay, so that he also advised him to call his father to take him away from the school. And there Albert Einstein told him so clearly the fact that he also did not want to come to school. Now Mr. Brown was out of his mind. He means expelled him from his class. It was not that it was for the very first time he was being expelled. It was a routine of him that arguing with Mr. Braun, because he failed to learn the things, and Mr. Braun was convincing him to learn the things by heart. It was really a very bad day in the school. And in the afternoon, when he was going back to his living area where he used to live, he was very sad because his living area was also not up to the mark. It was the living area was not according to his that temperament. His area was a fourth class area where the poor people used to live. That area was also very filthy area, very dirty area. Not only the that the dirtiness of the garbage was there, but the dirtiness of the mind of the people were also there. The people were really very violent. They used to give a lot of abusive means use abusive language with each other. Okay, now like this means his peace of mind was not there. He was not able to concentrate on anything else over there. His Especially his landlady was really very brute and harsh kind of, and the loud kind of a lady. He knew it very well that his father was not at all that rich man to means provide him a lavish that lifestyle. But like this of the lifestyle, he was not able to adjust even, because means his landlady was beating his children, because his landlady's husband used to beat her. So all the frustration was being out like that only. He was Albert Einstein was really under that depression. His mind was not at all sound. He was really feeling pathetic, and that he used to talk to Yuri about each and everything. He really wanted to get back to his parents in Milan, but he knew his father very well, that without any proper reason, his father would not going to call him back. He wanted a solid reason to get back to his father at any cost. He would do anything there in Milan, but it was not easy for him to stay in Munich. So after this, all these things happening to him, it was near about 6 months now. Suddenly, when he was talking about his difficulties, that his adjustment problems in that school as well as in the living area, Yuri told him that he was lucky to have his own private space, because Yuri was living in hostel, and there he was sharing that one room with a lot of boys over there. And those boys were not at all, they were from rich families, and they were not at all a docile people. They were, although they were educated, but not at all a civilized people. They were much more bad than the living people where Albert Einstein was staying. And suddenly Albert Einstein was surprised how Yuri told him that he was living with the risk of life in the hostel with those students. Why? Because with a just within a second, on a very small thing, students means they used to kill each other. and the authorities was not able to take any type of kind of action against them, because authorities itself was very afraid of them. They only used to tell them what not to create any gang during that period of their college. And they were living like a proud student or in the hostel only. And Albert was really surprised to hear about that face of the student. That student could be like that. Okay, but then also he told Yuri that means what else it is, but he was not able to pass that diploma in the school, because he was not able to concentrate on the things. It was not the very first time that Yuri had convinced him, but his first cousin and best friend Elsa, who used to live in Berlin, where used to visit him frequently, and used to that convince him to study. He was really a very stubborn kind of the boy when he was in his childhood. Okay, so when Elsa used to convince him that he was not at all a foolish or not at all that dumb student who would not going to pass out that diploma, if he would try, so then with by learning hardly that whole of the things, he surely would going to outshine the other students. And then Albert say that the problem was that mugging up. He was not able to learn by heart. He wanted the education to come like that. Then Elsa told him that rather than putting all his time in studying the science books, he must read his the that curriculum books. So then might be something change would happen. But Albert told him that he did not like to study all those things. He wanted to study the science only, and in diploma science was not there. Elsa tried it for 6 months. Both Yuri and Elsa tried it, but Albert was Albert. And then Albert was really under the pressure, and he told Yuri that he needed help of Yuri at any cost. He wanted Yuri to had something for him. He told Yuri that he was here wasting not only the time but also the money of his father. He was not able to adjust in all those conditions, and he wanted to go back, and he would do something in Milan. And then he asked Yuri if any doctor was there, a friend. And then Yuri told him that he knew many students in the medical college, but they all are under that means still studying. They were not at all a very experienced doctors. Okay, then Albert told him his plan, that he was planning to get a nervous breakdown certificate, and like this only he was being able to get away from that Munich and to Milan. Students, did Albert get out of that situation with the help of Yuri? That I will tell you in my next video. Students, before I leave, let's take on a look on to today's vocabulary. The first is sarcasm. The first word is sarcasm. Sarcasm means taunting. It means that when the use of irony to mock or to make fun of someone else. Taunting. Okay, so we may make the sentence like this: Mr. Braun used his sarcasm on Albert Einstein. Okay, the next is squalor. Squalor. Squalor means the state of extremely dirty and unpleasant. Now, how we will make the sentence? The room of Albert Einstein was in a what? Squalor area. Okay. Now the next is absurd. Absurd means meaningless. Albert told Yuri that it was absurd to stay in Munich because he was not able to adjust himself. So students, hope you people have understood. Before I leave, students, what you have to do, yes, like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel, plus ring the bell icon for the further notifications.
These are the 4 questions from the summarized paragraphs as assignment number 1.